Hello everybody. It's been a long time. I have not recorded a video or even been able to play the game much at all since July, since the end of July. So it's been 2 months since I've had my Rising World fix. And a few things have happened, but not a whole lot. The last video I showed you building this fireplace here, and that's pretty much where I left off, except that I have moved my workbenches and boxes out of here and have built a few items of custom furniture, one being this big trestle table here, another being this chair, and a couple of boxes or chests, which actually do have chests in them, in my beginnings of decorating this room. But I won't be doing a whole lot of that in this recording. In fact, I'm just going to show you what I've done, and to apologize for not getting a video up in the past 2 months. It's been a crazy couple of months for me. I've had just a lot of work, and my personal life has gotten busy. I've taken up an exercise program which takes about 90 minutes out of my day, and so it's all good, but it prevents me from doing the game, which I love and miss very much. I am actually going to have to retrain myself on how to play. It's been so long. But I did want to show you the furniture that I've done. This is just a box. Inside of it is a chest, which has nothing in it at the moment. And so it's just a box, and it has posters on it that are pretty consistent with Tudor era furniture. So these two items, the trestle table is pretty common for a great hall. I am going to be putting some additional tables in here, long tables like this one. I may just use this one and put them in a long line, I think right through here, with some benches. And I have created this chair, and I have used my spindles, the spindles that I used out there. So I got a little more mileage out of my spindles. The game seems to be running a bit laggy for me. I'm not sure what's going on there, but yeah. So I was able to reuse my spindles. Happy about that. And the poster that you see on the chair is a sample of some Tudor embroidery that I found online. And the chair is pretty, I mean, it's, it's something that I built, but it's sort of reminiscent of chairs from the era. I will probably be using this in multiple places in the house. I think I'm going to put another one in here next to the fireplace. The fireplace has got that nice little fire going, which I like. I did discover since the last time I recorded that indeed the field of view setting in your settings is what controls the perspective. And if you notice, it's a lot less distorted than it was. I mean, it got a little crazy before, and so I have set that again, and I want to show you the settings actually. I have also, before I do that, I have also turned the saturation down a little bit on the color. This pink is still really fluorescent, but I don't think there's anything I can really do about that. But these colors here are pretty accurate. I did get my pipe organ created. We can take a quick look at that. But let me show you, before we move off to that, let me show you the settings. They are over here on the left. There is this little button called View Adjustment. And it shows this FOV, that stands for Field of View. When I was playing with it earlier, it was way up here on this end, pretty close to this end, and when you would turn left and right, the corners and things would get really, really distorted, way out of proportion with what they should have been. So this is what I have mine set on. I have it now set on 65 for field of view. I have my color vibrance set all the way down to, let me put my glasses on here, all the way down to 0.01, which is pretty far down. The chat transparency is not really even an issue because I'm not playing in multi-person. But anyway, that's my settings, and I think it looks a lot better. I don't have VSync on in here. I don't think I will turn it on. And I don't really have any of this stuff on either because I was trying to, maximize the efficiency because it was lagging quite a bit. So that's what I have. And let's go up and take a quick look at, see, there is my piano cum pipe organ. The poster that you see on the back here is accurate. It is from the building. That is what the pipe organ looks like on the back. However, the wings on either side here, where the angels are, those are actually doors that swing closed and cover up the pipes. In this case, they are actually affixed to the back of the piano because we're using a piano in place of the pipe organ. So the actual organ is narrower, the width of the top box here, and in this case, it is the width of the piano. So it's not terribly accurate, but it does look just like that from this vantage point. I haven't been in here in so long, and I've missed it. Look at this beautiful world. Looks like it's going to be nighttime soon. Our update is coming out very soon. I'm told within the week. It is today, the last couple of days of September. So we're thinking that it will be out probably the first week of October, we're hoping. And that's when we get our player models and some additional things. We're going to be getting player models in both sexes with some different kinds of clothing. And we are supposed to be getting ranged weapons, which means bows and arrows and rifles, perhaps. He's promised a couple of other things, maybe horses, maybe vehicles. We'll see. I don't really see too much of that happening at this point, but maybe. Anyway, it's pretty exciting. I could not find any wood surface in the game that matched this wood on the piano exactly, but this was as close as I got. This is sort of reminiscent of the trim that's around the top of the actual organ. So I just went ahead and encased the entire piano in this wood with this trim. Looks like I didn't do such a hot job of cutting out my image here. I may fix that because that's going to bug me. But this this owl with the crown sitting on top of the Black Knight is part of the Willoughby crest, and so that's accurate. We do have the piano here. Let's see if I can make it work. Can I make it work? Oh, I am dying of thirst. Let's see, I do not have any water on me. I forgot to set my game, so let me reset my game to 0 just so I don't die. Well, anyway, so it does work. I need to go find myself some water. Even though I set the game to creative, it's still kind of like showing me that I'm in trouble. I need water. I need water. Here's where I put all of my boxes, and you're going to see me flounder around because I don't remember. Oh, look, I've got my water bag here, so yay. Looks like it's got water in it. Okay. I was going to hold this for later, but I think I'll show you now. If you'll notice that there is some strange lighting going on here. I got bored with just what I was doing one night, and I decided, you know, this big rock core that I described early on, the central part of the building in real life is just rock. There's nothing in there. I mean, there is something in there. It's rock. It's solid. So I decided that I would, first of all, not have rock in it, but then do something different, do something fun with it. And I don't know if you remember, early on, I was joking around and I said, I think it would be super cool if the employees had a disco. And that's what I did. So, shall we? Yes, this is not Tudor by any means. So this is what I got done. It needs work still, but here's my disco with the disco floor. Yep. I'm a little bit crazy. So, yeah, gonna do that. And you know, the kitchens, we have the kitchens to do. I really do want to continue with this. It's been so long since I've been in here. And so much fun. So much fun to build all of this. I may get bored with the whole decorating thing at some point again. And if I do, then I'm going to go outside and I will start on my greenhouse, which needs to be built. Let's take a stroll through the gardens. You know, the other thing that I do need to do with this big update coming up, people have said that it would be prudent to blueprint your big buildings so that if worse comes to worse and something horrible happens, you know, you can restore them relatively easily. And I have blueprints that I used to bring the building over here, but I've done quite a bit of work since that point. So I do kind of need to blueprint stuff here. I was also going to try and blueprint this fountain. I do not know how much of that will actually get saved. I've never done that. I know that probably the plants and maybe the water won't get saved, but maybe the blocks and the items that I used to build this with will get saved. Probably the posters won't, but I've got the posters. So, and I did back up my world just now before I started, so I was a little concerned about that. They have said that the worlds won't, that the worlds should be okay with the new update, and we shouldn't have any trouble getting back into our games. But you never know. I think, you know, given that it's taken a really long time for this update, which I am told is huge, and a lot of reprogramming had to happen. The reprogramming part has me worried that perhaps bad things could happen, and we don't want that. And especially with like all of the work that went into all of those hammer beams in the Great Hall, that was not a short project. That took me a while. And I don't have any blueprints of that. Not all assembled. I have the pieces parts blueprinted, of course, but nothing more than that. So I am going to do some blueprinting, and I remember that in blueprinting this, I got parts of it, but not all of it. Well, I got half of the building at a time, and that worked out just fine. But I've added on to the building since then, and so I do not know how much of it will actually be preserved when I do these blueprints. So one of the things that I actually could do in this session is do some blueprinting. So let me see what I have here. I do have a blueprint on me. You hear, I don't know if you can hear that noise in the background. My husband's in the garage working on something, doing a lot of pounding and sanding and making noise, which is what husbands do. At least that's what mine does a lot. He loves making noise. I think it's his favorite thing. But it's all good because he's good at what he does. Not just making noise, but making things. He makes things. Okay, so let us use the blueprint. Okay, so I'm going to mouse left and go over here. And I am going to have to go both up and down to get all of this in here, I'm thinking. Because I do want to get all of it. That looks like all of it. And that's all of that. Now I do want to go let's see. Perhaps shift down. No, shift, page down. There we go. I don't know how deep this goes, but I can find out. Let's see. Boy, it's been so long that I can't remember how to go up and down myself. Okay, that's up, that's down. Yes, it has been a while. Okay, so here's the bottom. I do want to get the bottom in there. Whoops. Looks like that's most of it. Okay, so that's the bottom, and then that's the bottom. Okay, so all right, so that's all of that. It'd be interesting to see what actually gets copied here. That looks like everything, huh? I do love flying. If only we could fly in real life. Think how fun that would be. Okay, so that looks like, oh, okay, that looks like it got all of it. All right, there's my fountain. And side area. Okay. Fountain. Okay, and we're going to put this in the Wollaton group. Instructions 182, objects 2. That would be the two. That would be the two vases I used. Blocks 101. Okay, there we go. It's not showing my, what happened to my water? It's gone? What happened? That's awfully strange. Oh, there it is. I just wasn't close enough, I guess. There is a thing in the game whereas if you have a poster and it is a small size in pixels, if you back up a certain number of blocks, it will disappear. If you notice that the posters on the outside of the building that go around here are also not showing up. It's just a thing. Don't know that there's anything that can be done about that. All right, so I got that one made.